And folks, I'm going to let you peer behind the curtain a little bit here as, you know, I'm a caster. I'm not supposed to be biased, but I will tell you that as a caster, I would prefer to not cast a TVT Grand Finals. So, if possible, I would like Dark to win. Because Dark versus Beyond is always a fun series, but that is the extent of my bias. And that really is, more than anything, that is the YouTube bias of, TVTs don't do nearly as well on YouTube. So, you know, Dark versus Beyond draws more viewers than Dark versus, or the Beyond versus GUMIHO would be. Anyway, game number 1 of Inside, or game number 1 on Inside and Out. It's a bit of a Terran map. It's shorter. It has some horrifying, terrifying siege tank positions that you can siege up in, and also just chokes that are very hard for the Zerg to run through. So we're gonna have to see where exactly things go from here. As GUMIHO already doing something really weird by not walling off his natural and just putting his barracks just a little bit further back. I guess the play here is this barracks is gonna be just out of range of an Overlord if the Overlord occupies this pillar or this dead airspace. And then that might try to get, I mean, it'll see the natural though, so I don't really know. I was gonna say, I guess the theory is it might convince Dark that this is a proxy on the map instead of at home, but well, Dark's Overlord's not gonna arrive for a while, and Beyond is going to 1-1 here in game number 1. Oh, okay. So I said 2-1. I lied. Third barracks now on the way for GUMIHO at this point, as he is very committed to the aggression. I thought we might see a mech game here. You know, paradoxically, smaller maps tend to be pretty good for mech if you survive in the early game because, well, the Zerg needs a lot more money to fight against a mech player than the mech player needs to fight against the Zerg. So you want these 7-8 base maps. A 6 base map actually does be very good indeed. But GUMIHO adding in a tech lab here. This actually might be this is probably stim timing, but it might be a combat shield timing. We're gonna have to pay attention. And Dark, for his part, is what is this game? This has got to be some sort of mind game setup. I don't know. So what is Dark seen? Nothing. He saw the 2 Marines on the high ground. That is just there is nothing for him to take the read on. He is just flooding lings here. He's got 26, he's got 24, there we go. 24 lings on the map. He's got his third base on the way, building more queens, but he's just trying to flood lings across the map to try to catch out a Terran who does not have a full wall, which he will, but GUMIHO's building, well, actually he's only building 2 Marines at a time. Marines have to go backwards. This is actually a bit of a problem. SCVs are pulled. Marines there in a great position though. And yeah, this is just not gonna work for Dark whatsoever. Dark is in a horrible spot. He gets 2 SCVs. And he sees that, yes, this is an abnormally high amount of Marines, but Dark just committed so much to this, and it's not going to do anything. Now, the weird thing about this build from GUMIHO was he's building 2 Marauders at a time. This feels very much like a TVP build, but it's not. It's TVZ. Now, he may be going for concussive shells behind this. Because again, Bane or Marauders against Lings are pretty horrible, but maybe the theory is also that Dark decides to hold with Roaches. Well, Marauders are great against that. Maybe he tries to hold with Banes. Marauders great against that. So, I don't know. That's my estimation, and certainly considering how he's posturing with the Marauders at the front, that is most likely what's going to happen. So now into the natural, here we go. Ling's now going to run forward, but it's really a pretty decent Ling howdy here coming in from Dark. So, oh, there's this round from the backside as well. This is just not going to work for GUMIHO whatsoever. Yeah, the Lings were a bit of a unfortunate sacrifice from Dark on the other side, but it allowed him to see exactly what was happening. It killed, I don't know how many Marines, killed like 5 Marines, and well, now Dark holds this with a plum. He's got +1 Carapace on the way, +1 melee, or +1 attack on the way from GUMIHO, but he doesn't have a starport until right now. Yeah, this is, as we said earlier, double plus on good. He's going on to 4th and 5th barracks, command center on the way as well. But, I mean, Dark is just, he can drone like a madman at this point. He held this with He lost 46 links. That's it. He's fine. So Dark can get his 4th base up. He can get his Baneling nest up. Does he have a lair? No. He can get a lair up if that's what he wants. Build it more and more queens, going up to 9 queen, which is really just the optimal defensive Zerg setup. And yeah, there we go. Macro hatch on the way, as well as that 4th base. Dark is just booming at this point. To borrow a term from AoE 4, or the AoE casting scene in general, Dark is just booming at this point. He's macroing super hard. And by the time the GUMIHO wants to get aggressive the next time, Dark's going to be on 66 workers. He's going to have, well, not Baneling speed because the layer is not done. But he's going to have a bunch of Banes. It's going to be a far less effective push than what the first one was. So I'm very curious to see now how GUMIHO tries to wiggle his way out of this one. Clearly, he's not going to go mech. He's committed too much to the upgrades for bio. And this just means he's going to have to find a way to tear Dark apart. Maybe drop all over the place. Or, you know, he did go up to 5 barracks pretty quickly. I mean, he did have three racks decently fast. That was a 3 racks timing. So maybe that's going to be what he wants to do. But, oh, look at this. Oh, I love Dark. So sometimes you hate him because, like, wow, he's kind of making these games a bit annoying, and maybe sometimes he's 2BM, but I love Dark right now. He's going burrow before Larry is even done. He's just going to put burrow banelings all over the place. He's going to make life impossible for GUMIHO, and understanding how bad GUMIHO's economy is, as the run by actually looks like he got 8 workers. How he knows how bad GUMIHO's economy is. He's just going to burrow things everywhere. 4 scans out. Those aren't mules. That's economic damage in and of itself, as the bio on the right side trying to kill these lings, but lings are speedy boys, folks. They, as long as they don't get aggroed onto the bio, they should be able to escape for the most part. Baneling speed on the way, not done. This +1 carapace really invalidates the +1 attack that GUMIHO has been trying to build for himself. All right, so now GUMIHO on the middle of the map, but the thing I haven't talked about when I'm talking about, well, you know, he can macro and he can take all these bases and he can get all these workers. The creep spread from Dark is on the middle of the map. It's going to take a while for GUMIHO to push through it as Dark. Yeah, he was a little late to his lair. He's very quick to his hive. It's going to be done before 9:30, really. But we do start to run into a problem as the game goes a little bit later. Dark is very easily on 4 bases. Getting that 5th base a little bit harder. So you do have to pay attention to that as the game goes on. But realistically, as long as the Zergs have 1 base on the Terran, you're kind of fine. Double drop on the main base. Actually, going to find a bunch of Overlords here, which Mason actually it's going to be massively supply blocking Dark for the moment. 1 Overlord will go down. A couple more will fall. Dark now 153 out of 150. Spore almost gets the medevac, but not enough. There's now another drop on the other side. Queens are just going to rotate to defend this one. And I'm always so impressed when we look at Zergs who are on 9 queens, but they keep all their queens together and somehow they keep their injects up. It's such a juggling act to make sure that you have all your injects where you need, and also you bring those queens together for every sort of defense. Maybe Lings are going to find this drop on the left side. So really, GUMIHO picks up, but he's starting to find a little bit of damage, right? He gets a couple Banelings here or there, gets a couple Overlords, gets a drone, gets a Spore. Not quite game-defining damage just yet. And now Dark's about to be at 2 upgrades up on his opponent. Well, actually, I guess Carapace and Armor are going to be done around the same time, but Hive is done here. As a bit of a surround, or a bit of a flank coming, I guess, from Dark, but it's not going to be enough. And Dark's going to back up just a little bit. He doesn't really feel like he's going to be able to, I guess doesn't really feel like he's going to be able to get too much done at this point, but he doesn't need to. He's not on a timer. He's got Vipers on the way. Every time the GUMIHO moves on a creep, I mean, first of all, Dark can replace it very easily. And second of all, I mean, this amount of Ling Bane is just, yeah, big explosions all over the place. Although, not really the best micro from Dark, to be totally honest, but he's going to move forward once again. It's only 1 tank in this composition. There's a bunch of SCVs going down on the other side. Well done there. The run by that Dark's been looking for a while is successful. So now Dark, he's doing a great job of holding in the middle of the map, and he shattered his opponent's economy once again. Drop on the bottom right side looks like it's being dealt with for the most part, and there was not a base going down. And now a pair of bombs on top of everything. So this tank is dead. I think it was abducted. And these medevacs getting very low indeed. And normally I hate seeing a Zerg move into ultra play. It's not good. But when you have 1-2, when you are massively ahead of your opponent in upgrades, if you get those ultras out, they will just not die. And suddenly it's a big problem. These Baileys come crashing through a ton of stuff. And now, but the push from the GUMIHO is starting to look a little bit scarier, to be totally honest. He is kind of all in on this. Is he on 8 racks? No, he's only on 5, but he's really committing hard to this one. Bailing's come crashing forward once again. Blinding clouds on the backside of the tanks. Ling's trying to make the final hold of this game happen. They get on top of them, but the Liberators, for now, they're standing strong. Queens, though, they're able to knock that one down. No more tanks remain. That's the Liberator on the backside. It's not really adding much DPS to this engagement, so Dark crushes GUMIHO's army, and from a 40 army supply lead, GUMIHO is now below 100 supply pretty precipitously, and Dark takes game 1. So we got a 3 Rex on the way. Actually, this could be a 4 Rex. Pull S3. If you pull 3 SCVs, this can be a 4 Rex. We're just gonna have to see. For right now, GUMIHO is going balls to the wall aggressive in this game number 2. Because at game 1, he tried, well, a 3Rex stim time. It didn't work. This time, he's going to try to do something even more aggressive, as Dark has not opted for the build order counter, but he is starting to mine out of that mineral patch. So there's a world where Dark takes that base and just gives up his natural, his quote-unquote natural, and is kind of fine. But Overlords are not really in the position they need to be. Oh, wait, no, they're going to see the SCV. Oh, there's an SCV from a weird angle. Is this going to be enough to trigger Dark? Is this going to be enough to tip him off? He's not changing his Overlord positioning for the moment, as the Marines now starting to pop out for the first time. And those SCVs, yes, a Marine and SCV. So yeah, Dark knows roughly what's happening. And certainly now he sees the bunker on the way. But there's a difference between roughly what's happening and firmly what's happening. He's got a spine on the high ground. And yeah, I think he's just going to give this base up. He's building Lings out of it, but he already has his 3rd base on the way. He scouts out, sees no gas, and that, yeah, that's the big tell. No gas means it is much more committed. It is a, well, it means it's a mineral-only play. 3 racks, 4 racks, something like that. And that does mean you need to commit super hard to the Roach Warren on the way. Spine halfway done. SCV trying to knock down as much as it can. There's GUMIHO chasing these Lings around. Oh, that's going to be dead SCV. Very nice. Only 2 remain. And this Spine on the high ground should be enough to get Dark into Roach place. He's adding both gases. Actually, that's the problem. He doesn't have any gas. It's going to... Roaches are only 25 gas. It's going to be fine. So the natural is dead, and GUMIHO, he thinks he's okay, but Dark already has his 2nd natural on the way, and well, GUMIHO needs more. We have no factory. We have no... We have nothing here. GUMIHO is all in. Make no mistake about it. So he's going to try to find his way on the high ground now, but there's already 1 spine. Now, granted, GUMIHO finds his way in, and he's now going to try to knock down this other natural, as he's going to do a little damage to the Queen. Roaches are on the way, but they're not here just yet. Ooh, I don't know that I like that spine positioning, but Roach is here on the high ground, but the Queen actually does not have any transfuse energy. This is a bit of a problem here for Dark. He's going to lose the Queen, he's going to lose the Roaches, and he just can't quite hit snowballing potential just yet. But remember, it's hard for the Marines to find their way onto the high ground with the spine right there, but it's only 1. He's 1 spine defending the mineral line, which I understand. The Roaches continue to go down, and finally, this count should go down. Do we have enough gas for... No, we don't have enough gas for safe, so that Roach actually will fall. But Dark cleans up the rest of the Marines in the main base. In fact, GUMIHO's going to give up on this. He's going to have to go home, but Dark's now got a pretty powerful timing, building more Roaches. Especially if he gets some Ravagers, he may just be able to run across the map and end the game. All right, so, well, that's actually great positioning there from GUMIHO on the high ground. Knocks down 1 Roach to start before really much can happen. And, yeah, no, Dark is committing this. I was like, you know, maybe that's enough damage. The Dark says, that he decides against it. But, well, 2 Ravagers are on the way, and Dark is absolutely going full send here. And I don't blame him. There is no production. There is absolutely no production in the main base of the Terran. He's got 3 barracks. They're running home. Dark finds that. That's a good scout. Now he knows, well, knows what he has to deal with. There's only these Marines on the map. Here come the Roaches. Here come the Ravagers. If Dark can find this in the middle of the map, this is actually an army that kills all these Marines. 5 Roaches, 2 Ravagers are a terrifying fighting force. But instead, no, Dark's gonna, he's gonna be able to separate himself. He's gonna be able to put himself between the Marines and the actual base that GUMIHO is trying to get up. And technically, he does have it up, right? He does have orbitals on the low ground. Dark is reticent. More Ravagers are on the way, and he is droning up behind this, only on 2 bases, but he's droning up behind this. And this is such a game of chicken here. Who actually commits? Because Dark doesn't want to get caught kind of between the hammer and anvil of the Marines and everything else. But this Barret, well, the bunker actually will not go down. More bios get dropped, though, and actually this is interesting. Now, of course, there's very little damage being done to this Roach army, but the bios coming in from behind. And remember, folks, this is a bunch of Ravagers. They're not tanky. They do die very quickly indeed. There we go, 5 Ravagers already. Bio coming in from the backside here. Dark kites further into the base. Biles are not going to land, but Run Ravager has already fallen. 15 SCVs have died, though, and that may be just all the damage the Dark is looking for. Even still, the Bio trying to get on top of the Ravagers. Splitting backwards. The Ravagers, they're just not dying, and GUMIHO is, though. He's dead. Dark, Gun will be the finals.